Honkai Star Rail is an incredible RPG. The game is a big love letter to many things from Hoyoverse's own games, from Honkai Impact to Genshin Impact, but especially to gaming and anime. The designs and graphics of the world is stunning. Combining sci-fi designs with different cultures makes it so good to look at, making discovering the different locations such a joy. The game's world graphically is spectacular. When exploring the game, it is dense. Like many of Hoyoverse's other games, the world is littered with small details to discover and explore. The added layer of Easter eggs, stories, and color around the environment makes it so cool to look at. And the music is another big highlight for me. Like, it is such a wide blend of music tracks that it made me fall in love with the world so much. When we're first leaving on the Astral Express, it is so cool, like the OST is so catching. And seeing the animations made me fall in love with the characters and the world so much more. And the story is so good as well. It is so immersive and grand. The story follows the Astral Express crew, or the Trailblazers. I was a bit worried at first for the characters, but they have really grown on me. From their likable personalities and the voice work, really adding onto it so much. The characters don't feel overplayed for the anime feel, but keeps it grounded, with characterizations that made them lovable and endearing. The world and exploration of the game reminds me a lot of Persona 5. The dungeon-like areas with enemies in the overworld is so good, and allowing for more cohesive storytelling across the board, since the smaller corridors allow the story to set more set pieces to really excite the player, and I loved it. With the opening act of the game being such a showcase of how much the game can do, and it's astounding. The fluid animations in the cutscenes blew me away, and the kaiju-like bosses are so cool. The combat is also similar to Persona 5, but has that signature Hoyoverse style, with the normal skill and alt skills, with the new break mechanic and different types, with different types of enemies and characters, which doesn't really play as much of a role in combat or exploration like Genshin. The attack animations and voice lines giving so much for these characters, with stylized ults and skills. Hoyoverse is really showing how far they've come with animations. They are leaps and bounds from their previous work on Genshin Impact and Honkai Impact. The designs of the characters are amazing as well, with a lot of extra detail and character, without going overboard with the designs, potentially making them noisy. And the return of voice lines from Genshin adds so much. The game's roadmap is still a mystery for updates, but with Genshin and Honkai, we can expect a roadmap in a few weeks or a month or so. F2P status may also need some consideration, but from what I've seen, it's still pretty good. The game is amazing from start to finish, but its status long term is still a bit of a mystery. But considering this is another Hoyoverse game, this is gonna be another hit. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.